delivers! And a Wagner. Watch your head on Kiki.
Chicago, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel On the Go Chicago Sports, where we talk all things Chicago sports. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk some Chicago Bears, and I thought I'd bring in some heavy hitters. I'm going to go ahead and let them throw it to them, let them introduce themselves. The floor is yours, guys.
Well, Mike, thanks for having us on, man. I'm Carl. That's Vic from Windy City Digits. We do the same thing. We pretty much talk Chicago sports. We had the honor of had Mike on our show a couple weeks ago. So we appreciate you having us back on here, Mike. And we're all ready to talk Bears today with you.
Yeah.
What's up, Bears?
I'm glad to have you guys on. As you can see, big smile on my face because I love you guys' content. It's only a few people out there that I listen to on an everyday basis. So, and you guys are one of them. So I couldn't wait all day to start this episode. Today we're going to talk some wide receiver tight ends. But before we get into that, I want to ask both you guys, how do you guys become Bears fan? How do your Bears fandom start?
Vic, I'll let you go first.
I'll go first. I mean, it was the '85 Bears. It was Walter Payton before that. I mean, just watching Walter Payton until the Bears got good enough to win a Super Bowl. Man, Walter Payton was everything. And honestly, like just the toughness of that '85 Bears defense. It was like, dang, these guys are good. They're hitting like Mack trucks. You know, they just the excitement watching that video, your intro video, just gets me excited for Chicago sports, man. That's where it's at for me. '85 Bears.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and for me, well, '85 Bears obviously, but I go back a little further than that. Pretty much when Sweetness, Walter Payton kind of got started. So I was watching him a couple years before they got to the '85 Bears. But ever since then, I mean, obviously they kind of blew up with the '85 Bears, but. A lot of great players since then, a lot of great running backs we've had over the years, and to the point now where like back in the day it was pretty much only during football season, but now, as a matter of fact, when I did play football, I did wear 34. That was the number that I wore. So, but yeah, big fan.
What position did you play?
I played cornerback.
Cornerback or quarterback?
Cornerback on defense. They didn't trust me with the ball. I kept fumbling the ball, so they didn't trust me. I could play pretty good defense, but I was terrible on the offensive side. So
that's what's up. Well, I wish my fandom could, I could have experienced '85 Bears and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm only 28. I was born in '93, so I didn't get a chance to experience the good stuff. Just off watching. My years of Bears fan been Rex Grossman, Kyle Orton, and
I like Kyle Orton, man.
You came in at a good time because before then, before the '85 Bears, it was kind of rough. But but you came in at a good time, so it's all good.
Well, kind of the defense was made up for the offense being kind of terrible. And a crazy thing, that's why Trubisky is probably my favorite quarterback outside of Justin. If we haven't drafted Justin Fields. Trubisky would probably be my favorite quarterback just because I feel like
you're just like Coach Shanger here, man.
Yeah, see, I still got my 10 jersey.
Yeah,
I still got my 10 jersey.
You got his bobblehead in the glass casket right here.
See, Mike knows what's up. Mike knows good talent when he sees it, man. Mike knows what he's talking about. So I like Mike.
I hope he gets a good chance in Pittsburgh, man, because he seems like a good guy.
Yeah, same here. I hope he do go out and at least show that he can still play at a high level.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like I said in the beginning, today we're going to talk about some wide receivers and tight ends. Just to list a few wide receivers because we got a boatload. We already know Darnell Mooney, Velus Jones Jr., N'Keal Harry, December Webster. Guy I forgot about Das Newsome, Dante Pettis, Byron Pingo, David Moore. Chris Fink, just to name a few. In the tight end room, we got Cole Kmet, Ryson John, Ryan Griffin, James O'Shaughnessy. I always mess that name up. And Chase Allen. So
yeah.
First confidence meter. How confident are you guys is in this wide receiver tight end room from 1 to 10?
I'm gonna go 6. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
I'll go a little higher. Like I think Justin's been doing a good job working with the wide receivers, like putting in that time with them. So I'll go a little high. I'll go 7.
Yeah. I'm gonna meet y'all in the middle. I'm gonna go 6.5.
Okay. Good
Hey,
choice.
that's a-
Good decision.
I gave the quarterback room a 7, and I don't know what to say about this wide receiver room. I think it's got potential, but it's just a bunch of what if of guys that we really don't know. Outside of Darnell Mooney, I think Jones going to be nice. I think Pringle is going to be solid. Harry, I think he got to be put in certain positions for him to succeed.
Mhm.
And outside of that, I don't really. The rest of the guys is kind of like, eh.
Well, look, one guy's going to have to step up because Mooney's going to be the guy that every defense is going to cover.
For
right?
sure.
He's going to be the main guy that everyone's going to be focusing on. So one of those other guys has to step up. I think Jones is going to be kind of the dark horse. Like I think he's going to kind of step up and kind of surprise people, like how Mooney did when he was a rookie. And then I think Harry's just going to be. I think he's going to be that short yardage guy. Like you need a guy to get within 10 yards to get a catch. I think he's got to be the guy.
Yeah, I agree totally. I think anything like on the inside, that's Harry, and maybe in the red zone, I think he can be a nice red zone target. And I think Cole Kmet, another guy who I really like. I'm really making Cole Kmet to have a nice season because he was great last season. He just didn't get inside the end zone. So yeah, outside of Cole Kmet, the tight, maybe Ryan Griffin, I think can be a solid veteran tight end, but the rest of the guys I'm really not too high on.
Yeah, the only thing with the tight ends is like Ryan Griffin played the last 6 years with the Texans. Now, a couple of those years he had Deshaun Watson as his quarterback, right? But the last couple of years he didn't really have a quarterback there. And then O'Shaughnessy's been with the Jaguars for like the last 5 years, and they've had no quarterback at all. So maybe they may be able to show something now. They've got Justin Fields as their quarterback. But it's definitely Cole Kmet's show, right? And he's the guy that they drafted. I get it before these guys showed up, but if Justin Fields is going to succeed, every great quarterback, right, has that tight end that they can count on. And if Kmet can be that guy, he's going to have a really good year.
Well, Griffin when he was 26, he had about 50 receptions. That was his best season. And ever since then, he's had a range of 9 receptions up to 34 possibly. Last year, only 27 receptions. So he hasn't been utilized very well. He is getting old for a tight end too.
Yeah.
For sure. But hopefully maybe one of the young guys come in and step in. If not Ryan Griffin, I do like I'm gonna call him James O. I do like James O to maybe come in and get some reps in that tight end as well. So what you guys think about James O?
He's I think he's gonna be, again, he's a guy that's had to play with Jacksonville the last couple of years. He played with Kansas City before that. So, I think he could be a guy that can bring in some good experience, right? I maybe be a good blocking tight end, I think, because it sounds like we're going to do a lot of running this year. More focus more on the run, more so than the pass. But, again, I don't think he's going to be more of a deep threat. He's going to be more that possession guy.
Yeah.
I agree. I think you got 2 backup tight ends that are serviceable. They're going to be good blockers, but I think Cole Kmet, like you said, is going to be the main guy, especially coming off a season where he had 60 receptions. I can only see that improving or staying equal, and then he's getting TDs, like you said, because he got, I think maybe had 2 TDs last year.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I mean, Mike, one of the other things Vic and I talked about on our show was
it's 0 actually.
N'Keal Harry is actually a bigger guy. What do you think about him playing a little bit of tight end?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it because he's kind of when you get off the line of scrimmage, you kind of slow. He don't really have the best separation. So I mean, it's possible, but I really like to see a guy like him just be utilized in like the for the end zone, like the red zone targets. I think so. You can say it's possible for him to slide in for a tight end because you can see the traits, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, we just kind of bouncing because one of the things we noticed, one of the stats that jumped out at us is that he was a number 4 rated blocker at the wide
Yeah.
receiver position last year. You
Yep.
know, and if they're going to put him out there to block, and if he's that good of a blocker, if you can sneak him in like a four receiver set, and kind of get him out there to block,
But
obviously that would help.
I think they're going to use him like a tight end, but they're not going to label him a tight end because he can catch the 50-50 balls like a Mark Andrews or a Gronk or
Yep.
like the Kittle. Like if they in the red zone, you toss it up. 9 times out of 10, he can get those balls. Like you say, anything 10 yards, that's hairy. That's similar to like what a tight end can do. So I think they're gonna use him like a tight end, but they're not gonna label him a tight end.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what? I actually like when you guys were talking about Velus Jones Jr. maybe being the dark horse. I think Pringle actually is going to be the best number 2. I mean, maybe Velus Jones will surprise me, but Pringle had from his 3 years at KC, every single year he's got more and more playing time. He's gone from 12 receptions his first year to 42 last year with 5 TDs. I think that could breed a lot of success. And he's going to be also a good guy to be a backup, either kickoff or punt returner. Because I think Velus could probably be the main guy.
Yeah, I think he may start off doing that to get him used to the NFL. So the confident meter, that's for your tight end and wide receiver together, right? Before we go into the next.
Yeah, I would say about 7 for both.
Okay. So
I'm still saying 6, dude.
Yeah, of course you are.
I'm going 6.5. So next category is expectation. What are you guys' expectation for this wide receiver tight end room?
I'll let you go first, Vic.
Well, obviously, I think Darnell Mooney is going to be the number 1 receiver. I think that's simple. But in terms of like a second, I think it's going to be obviously between Pringle and possibly Velus Jones. I don't think I don't see N'Keal Harry being like a high volume receiver.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's what I'm looking at. But I think with Cole Kmet meshed in there, I think it could be like you said, a potentially decent receiving core. But it's all based on how the coaching staff uses Fields and what's up? Dubs, Bobby.
Shout out to the Shy Bulls podcast. Yes, sir. It's a party, bro.
What's going on, guys? I think the thing with the receivers, I think what you're going to see throughout the years, like everyone's going to start to develop that role. Like Mooney's going to be your number 1 guy, right?
Roll.
Right. And then I think that Cole Kmet is going to become, hopefully that dominant tight end in the game. But, if nothing else, like these guys got to be hearing the same things that we've been hearing. Like the wide receiving core sucks. The tight ends suck. Like they're not doing anything to help Justin Fields. Look, as a guy that's really competitive, that would piss me off.
Yeah,
you are.
So I'm hoping that, I'm pissed off all the time, right?
You piss me off all the time. Yeah.
So I would say that the biggest thing is that if these guys got to show up and compete, biggest thing is every week, like, there's going to be games where we're just outmatched, right? But I just want them every week to come out and compete, right? I don't want them dropping balls, right? I don't want them running the wrong routes. I just want them out there, put up a good show every single week, and then kind of just figure out what happens from there. But the biggest thing is that they just kind of show up every week.
Yeah, I agree. I think I just want to see, competitiveness. I want to see just, a good football. Like I don't want to see drop passes. I don't want to see too many penalties. I don't want to see no guys not giving effort. Like my expectation for Darnell Mooney is the same 1,000-yard receiving. I want him to get more, I would like for him to get in the end zone more. My biggest expectation is for Cole Kmet because I really see the talent in Cole Kmet. I do believe he would be the second guy on this team in reception yards. And then another expectation is who's gonna be that second guy? Like who's gonna be the diamond in the rough? Is it Pringle? Is it Harry? Is it Jones Jr.? Is it St. Brown? Who's gonna be that guy that I can feel comfortable next season? Like, okay, I'm cool with him getting such amount of money and years for a contract. Other than that, we know what Mooney and Komet is. That's it.
Correct. Yeah, I totally agree. There's got to be a set because, like I said earlier, Mooney's going to be the guy that's going to be covered all the time, and then it's going to be Komet. So someone else has to step up, right? And someone's got to be there. So,
my money's either on Velus Jones or Brian Pringle, and then Harry possibly because you know when you first talked about how many receivers we have, we got a Quantavius St. Brown, Daz Newsome, Tajay Sharp, Pettis, Moore. It's gonna be that's way too many, man. Yeah.
So any other expectation or that's that's
no. I think you said it pretty well, right? There's got to be another guy that's got to step up.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get to the bold predictions. Who want to start first with a bold prediction?
Dude, this is gonna be the same thing. I'm going Byron Pringle. He's gonna have 800 yards this year and six TDs. I think it's pretty good.
I will say that Cole Kmet will be a Pro Bowl tight end. He's going to have a career year, and I'm going to say he'll be one of the top 3 tight ends in the NFC.
Are you picking him on your fantasy team?
We'll see.
I'm going to go and say that Darnell Mooney is a top 10 receiver by the end of this year. That's my bold prediction.
Hallelujah. So do you play fantasy football, Mike?
Yeah.
All right.
My league start in August. I probably do a last string. I don't know yet about what the draft come.
Yeah. So I mean, like typical Bears player, man. I've been playing fantasy football for like 30 years, maybe 20 years, maybe 20. Jeez. I'm not that old.
Only been 5 years for me, but
I think it's been 30 years, man. I think I've been playing since I was 19, dude.
You're old.
Yeah, you're older. Anyway, every year there's always someone's like joke because the Bears have had a lot of bad years, man. It's like who's going to take the token Bears player? Yeah. But if there were a couple guys you were going to pick on the Bears team right now, would you pick any receivers or tight ends? Would you pick them on your fantasy team?
To be honest with you, I love my Bears, but just the same as the rest of these years, I'm not picking the Bears player to maybe the 10th round. Like the most at best is the defense in previous years. I may pick the
that
defense,
is true, man.
Quick, like soon. But yeah, last year I'm not picking no Bears player or no Cowboys player. I said that. I had Allen Robinson and what's my guy's name? Amari Cooper last year.
Yeah, I had Robinson last year.
I'm so sorry, man.
It was awful. I feel your pain.
I took Fields last year.
Yeah, nah.
Sad on the
I took him. I took him too early. I thought he was going to have like a heck of a year, man.
Maybe this year I can see, and maybe I may pick a Bears player sooner, but it's still a what if with everybody on this roster. The defense I may consider Mooney and Komet is a like maybe, or I forgot about Montgomery. Maybe Montgomery.
Yeah, I would always take a beer. Yeah, I don't see this at all, man.
Yeah, he must be drinking some of that yak right about now. What time is it? It's 8:30.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know for sure somewhere. He is.
Yeah. So
I hope he's right, man. I want any. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Were you impressed at all at the press conference? Did you hear any of the questions towards Bears players? Because like Quinn made some really nice comments. So did Harry. Harry's like, I got a chip on my shoulder. I want to show everybody, what I can do. I mean, that's what you want to hear. You want competitiveness on this Bears team.
I think Justin won me over with the things he was saying. Like man, I love that kid. Just his demeanor is just. We never had that guy. Like you can tell he confident, but he not too big headed. Jalen Johnson, I like what he was saying. Like you said, Harry and Robert Quinn. Like Robert Quinn, kind of like I want to be here, but I don't know what's going to happen. Type, but I hope he's here for the maybe a year or two. I really like Robert Quinn.
Yeah, he's going to be the leader on that defense. He's got to be the guy to step up. I mean, like he did last year, but with Khalil Mack gone, he's going to have to be the man.
Yeah. So I'm expecting a nice season this year. But we can go to the last topic before we get into some rapid questions for you guys. Breakout player. You probably already said it. My breakout player is Cole Kmet. I got high stakes for Cole Kmet this season. I'm really high on Cole Kmet.
Yeah, I agree. Cole Kmet would be my number one guy. I think that would be the breakout, right? The next guy has got to be Velus Jones. I think he's a guy I think to watch for, but him being a rookie, he's going to have to wait for his moments.
He's an old,
right? Yeah, old rookie, right? But Cole Kmet's the guy.
Yeah,
he's older than Darnell Mooney, man.
Yeah,
he's older than two of the receivers. I think he might be older than Pringle.
So I wonder how his rookie contract up. He probably be what 28, 29.
Yeah, because I think he signed. Yeah, I think he signed a 4-year deal. I think so.
But hell, if he's like let's say he's even a Devin Hester, man. If you get like someone speedy like that on our special teams, then you're definitely taking the Bears defense, man.
Yeah.
I'm taking Bears defense special teams.
If you're similar to like Cordell Patterson of what he did and with the Falcons, I think that could be nice for Velus Jones Jr. And if he show out to be a great wide receiver, I'm fine with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just one of these rookies, like if he steps up, then that's one less position you got to worry about next year, right? Because they got a ton of money in the cap next year. If you can just get a couple of these guys to just kind of establish themselves, not necessarily have awesome years, right? But just enough to say, like, you know what, there's potential here, and they're going to get better, right? But if he's going out there and by like week 6, like he's completely forgotten in the offense, that's not going to be good.
Yeah, I think Pringles, Velus Jones Jr., everybody really vying for the third wide receiver spot next season. I do believe they will go out and get a big time receiver, whether it's through free agents or through the draft. And then you have whoever you bring in, Darnell Mooney, and whoever pop between Velus Jones Jr. and Byron Pringle.
Yeah,
I'm really comfortable with those three plus a Kmet, and then you got Montgomery if you re-sign him, and Khalil Herbert. That's a nice, and the offensive line coming together. That's
that's solid, man.
Yeah,
totally agree.
So I really do believe this Bears team is on the come up. We may can see a Bengals next season if
that's possible, man. What's your prediction on their season?
I got them going. I think I said 8-9 or 9-8. It's one of those I had.
That's funny. Man, you're like a clone. I mean, he's talking about clone of Debo. You're a clone of us, man. I said 8. I said 8-9. Carl.
I had him 9-8.
But then when they signed the 2 offensive linemen, I'm like, I'm like, their offensive line might be a little bit better. So I'm like, I could go 9-8.
Yeah. Because I do like Reef. I won't say Riley Reed, but that's a whole different person. But Riley Reef and Schofield, I do like both of those guys, veteran players.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the O-line would be slightly better. And plus, people forget last year they was a great run blocking, team. They just couldn't really protect Justin Fields. Like if we can protect Justin Fields.
Well, look, we talk about it all the time. Like last year, you can't really count because Nagy just didn't put he did not put Justin Fields in good positions.
No.
He was writing up
Not at
terrible
all,
plays,
man.
and wasn't giving him good reads. I mean, look how much they've had to work this year just on his footwork, on reading and stuff like that. So,
and then hear me out on this. This is why I think they're going to be even better than last season. We was 6-11, right?
yeah,
You can say the Pittsburgh game, the 49ers game, we could have won those games. So if we would have better coaching, let's say that's 2 more games, that's 8-9 right there with
Yeah.
a horrible offense and a dumbass as a coach. So
Yeah.
like, come on now, like,
yeah, and our schedule's weaker this year.
and the Ravens game, they could have won that. So that's 9-8 right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
That's why I don't understand Bears fans on this one. I mean, they got the weakest schedule on the planet for this year, and then they've made upgrades. They've got some young talent. It sounds like they're going to be going after it. A little dog pound in Chicago is going to be sweet.
All right, Mike, I'm gonna ask you a question real quick because Vic got mad at me about this the other day. I don't want to get your thoughts on this. Okay,
Before you ask that question, and last season we barely played games without Khalil Mack, Akeem
correct,
Hicks, Eddie Goldman, and
Allen Robinson.
Yeah, so
yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So since we're talking about wide receivers, Mike, here's my question because Vic got mad at me at this. I don't get why it is that everyone's ripping on the Bears wide receivers and we aren't helping Justin Fields. When up north in Green Bay, they have nobody. They have no wide receivers at all.
I didn't rip you, moron. They still have Aaron Rodgers.
That's why. Look,
that's it. That's the reason why. If they have Aaron Rodgers, so a proven quarterback. If Justin Fields was a proven quarterback, it wouldn't be none of this because people already know Justin Fields would make the receivers better. Yes. So far they banking on Aaron Rodgers would make these guys better, which I think they're going to take a step back because none of those guys are Devontae Adams.
I hope you're right, man.
That's why I think both games against Green Bay, at least we have a shot. Do they have Aaron Rodgers? Yes. But he doesn't have that wide receiver he can count on like he's had over the years.
Because that second Bears game where we was in it until the second half, Devontae Adams just went to Devontae Adams and he just killed us.
Yeah,
our secondary. Our secondary is brutal.
That's the only difference between us and the Green Packers. They have Aaron Rodgers, a proven quarterback, so they're gonna ride his coattail, and Justin Fields, where we kind of get flags for our quarterback play, so of course he's gonna fall in that category till he go out and prove everybody wrong. So next season gonna be a different tune.
Well, Fields releases the ball quicker, and he's got his footwork down, man. He's gonna be improved.
Yeah, for sure. So, couple questions I got for you guys. True or false? Jones Jr. would get over 500 receiving yards.
That's a great question.
So if he's number 3 on my chart, I'm gonna say yes.
So I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say he's just gonna squeak over 500.
Okay, next question.
I hope he does get over 500, but
me too. How many 100+ yard games will Mooney have?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. Yeah, I like them. All right, so we got. I'm gonna say 8.
I'm gonna go 9.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, one up me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 10.
Yeah, see, there you go.
17
games.
games.
Talking about.
Yeah, Mikey.
Next question: who will catch Justin Fields' first touchdown?
Let's go Cole Kmet.
He took my answer.
I know.
You know what? I'm gonna go
short pass.
I'm gonna go David Montgomery.
I should have went somebody random like James O.
Yeah, you should have.
True or false? Kmet will be second in receiving yards for the Bears.
Yes,
false.
True.
False.
True.
I'm going true.
Yeah, true.
All right, last question. Probably gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be too hard, but who would have the catch of the year?
I gotta go.
Oh, you think it's gonna be Mooney?
It's
man.
Mooney or Jones Jr. for me.
Yeah, I'm going with Velus Jones Jr.
I think that's what I'll go with too.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be Mooney.
Okay.
I don't know why we're so damn excited about Felix Jones Jr. Man,
I
he's just got a lot of speed. I like
Yeah,
speed.
and for real. It just you can do a lot with those kind of players. And we seen like Debo, we seen Cordell Patterson. They're exciting.
They
And we
are
really
exciting,
didn't have a
man.
guy like that since Devin Hester. Well, we had Cordell Patterson, but he wasn't used the right way.
Yeah,
I used to love Tariq Cohen too, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Too bad we have with Drake Cohen, but yeah,
Yeah,
for
too
sure.
bad that guy got hurt.
Man, Tariq was amazing.
He was good.
I actually seen him when I went to the training camp last season. He was just off to the side, just working.
Yeah.
Are
And
you
he
guys?
busted his knees again or something, right?
Yeah.
Ah, poor guy.
Are
What
you
you gonna
guys?
say?
Are you guys attending training camp this year?
So
Oh
my
yeah, tell him
son,
about your son.
yeah, my son is one of these hype guys for the Bears. He just got a job with the Bears. He's one of the hype guys. He was actually at training camp today. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it out to training camp. I was hoping to make it out to this family thing in a couple weeks, but
Yeah, me too.
I'm not going to be able to make it there either. But hopefully I'm hoping to at least get to one of the preseason games and just kind of check out what's going on there. But training camp's fun, right? I mean, it's a good time to see, but you get to kind of see up close and see what these guys are doing. So
How about you, Mike?
Crazy story. So training camp tickets was released 10 a.m. So I'm like, okay, cool. I set my alarm for 10 p.m. So I missed out on getting the training camp tickets. But I went last year and it was amazing. Hallis Hall is beautiful. If you guys, I don't know if you guys have been there, but it's beautiful. And,
if you want to still go, Mike, I'll talk to my son. Let me see what I can do for you. Let me see if I can hook you up.
The only day I can go is probably on a Sunday.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Let's see if we can hook you up.
Oh, that would be a good day for me too, man.
And I may attend a Bears game or two this season. I think the Eagles play home. I want to see that game. I really like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
that would be a good game, man. I would like to see them beat Green Bay at home, so that'd be cool to go to that game. I got somebody who's got season tickets, but he only invites me once a year.
Yeah. That's how I went last year. I went to my first Bears game last year because them tickets be too expensive. But I went to the Niners game where Justin Fields had that run, and then I went to the Giants game where it was like below zero, and I almost wanted to leave.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I went to the game where what's his name? The quarterback before him, Dalton. Dalton got hurt and Fields came in against the Bengals. That was exciting. Everybody was excited.
Yeah, well, we got to plan something this year.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see if we can get out to a game.
Maybe tailgate. Awesome, well, can you still? They still doing tailgates? I heard.
Yeah, you can still tailgate.
All right, cool.
Yeah, they got a whole tent over there too, right out to the stadium. People just will sit there and.
I know they shut it down for COVID. I don't know if they was still allowing it.
Yeah, but Mike, when they move out to Arlington Heights, Vic doesn't live too far from Arlington Park, so you can park at his house.
That's right.
To go to a game.
That sounds terrific for me because I'm all the way on the border
in Indiana, man.
Yeah.
So I live in Buffalo Grove. I'm literally like 15 minutes away. So
you can always park at his place for a small fee, of course. But
that's what I tell. That's what I tell people, man, ahead of time.
So the drive is going to be long regardless. The drive to Soldier Field is probably like it's always traffic, so about an hour. Arlington Heights is probably like an hour and a half. So I'm not really, I don't really care if they stay. I want them to go. I really don't have no, like
ties, emotional ties.
Yeah, emotional ties. So Soldier Field. Now if it was the UC, then that's totally different because I've been to a boatload of Bulls game and the Bulls are my baby, even though it's a Bears town, but the Bulls are always number one in my heart.
That's how we are too, man.
Totally the same.
Yeah, parking does suck at Soldier Field, man.
And I want to see what they can come up with too, because like I said, I'm I'm a huge wrestling fan. I want them to host a WrestleMania here. So it's a lot of things. I'm that's why I'm rooting for them to move to Arlington Heights.
Man, you and Carl could get along.
Mike,
really
you and I are
well,
gonna have to hook up.
man.
We're gonna have to do a wrestling show.
Yeah,
You and I are gonna have to talk wrestling.
I've been trying to get one up and running. I didn't want to do it on the channel, but I was gonna make a second channel. Just
Yeah, you and I might have to talk about that because I was just at AEW like a month ago.
Yeah,
Hey, Carl.
At the United Center. That was a hell of a lot of fun. So.
Man, I missed that on that one. I'm trying to go to the one coming up all out, all in.
Yeah. For sure. So, yeah, you and I are gonna have to talk, Mike. We're gonna have to see what we can do for some wrestling.
We can talk for sure because I'm a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah,
I was just telling someone this, man. That Wrigley Field's food is terrible.
Yeah,
it's god awful.
Yeah, you got to go to Sox Park. They have so much good food.
Park is so much better, man.
Yeah,
I agree with Willie.
My last question before we wrap this up: how can you guys watch both teams, Cubs and the Sox?
Okay, so that's a funny story because I'm more of the Sox fan, and he's more of the Cubs fan. But lately, he's starting to watch a little more Sox just because of our channel. So he's starting to watch it a little bit more. I follow a little bit of the Cubs, but like I'm going to a Cubs game in August because it's my son's birthday and that's where he wants to go. So I'll go there. I'll go watch the game. I'm trying to get him to come out to a Sox game, but I'll be honest, I don't watch a whole lot of Cubs. I watch more Sox than anything else, but I'm starting to convert this guy.
Yeah. See, I've been to both. I like the the White Sox stadium better, food better, and it's I'm a Sox. My family is Sox Nation, so yeah,
that's got to be easier for you to get to.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, totally, man.
I think I had a horrible time trying to find a parking spot. I ended up parking at somebody's driveway for like $30.
Right.
So
I went to the Cubs game and did a spot hero, man. And when we pulled in, the guy's like, "Would you like to be able to pull out at the end?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I want to be blocked in."
I love
and then at the end of the night, that's what he said. At the end of the night, we left like right at the last out, got out, and they were just jam packed in there. You would have to sit there for another hour to wait for people to leave.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
For sure.
Yeah.
But man, I appreciate you guys hopping on and talking some Bears with me, man. So
Mikey, this was fun. We always love talking with you. We're gonna have you on the show again soon, right?
Yeah, you and the Chai Bulls podcast, man. I feel like we're like brothers forever. Just yeah, you guys are cool.
We gotta get this. We gotta get some type of round table going. I think that'd be
sweet.
Shout out to everyone who made comments tonight. Thanks for following this guy. This guy's got some good content. Keep watching him. He's got some good stuff.
Yeah, he's cool.
And make sure you follow them. They got some high content as well. So not just me, they do it as well, just as good, if not probably better.
We'll see, but
go check them out. Windy City Digits. They talk White Sox, Cubs, Bulls, Bears. No Blackhawks, right?
I don't mind Blackhawks, but not this guy.
Okay.
So.
It's hard doing 4 sports, man. Yeah, or 4 teams.
You know that, right? It's tough.
That's why I'm like, I do want to branch out, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard.
Maybe some wrestling coming soon. So
yeah, I talking to you, Mikey. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about wrestling.
Good. So yeah, till next time, Bears Nation and Bulls Nation. So
all right, we'll see you guys.
Peace out, man.